What is up everybody, Gifford here and welcome back to another late night stock market video, and today I want to go over my options trading and how much money I made passive income for August 2022, and that was last month. So a quick rundown on what's going to happen is that I'm going to show my total for the month's income from doing options only, a breakdown of the summary statements, breakdown of some important big dollar trades that I did, also the conditions I looked for when I was doing the trade, and if you're new to options trading and want to understand how that all works, and I'll put a link at the end of this video and it pretty much explains what I'm doing. Also, this is my interactive brokers account. It's not my only investing account, but this one is mainly used for options, which generates me passive income. So what we're looking at here is the statement that I got from Interactive Brokers, which is for the month of August 2020. And going over the statement, you can see the ticker symbols here. Each column tells you what it is. So we've got a date, quantity, the price, and also the proceeds that I get from it, the commissions, and the basis. And on this column here is the month-to-month profit or loss. We're not going to worry about that too much because this fluctuates with the stock price that I have in my account, and sometimes it can be up and down. What we really care about is how much money I'm actually making, which for the month of August was $922. Basic information on how to read this is just a ticker symbol, and that is when the option expires. Also, that's the price of the option that I'm doing in, so that's related to the stock price, and that there is just indicating that I am doing a put option, and a C is doing a call option. So a call option would mean that I would already have 100 shares, and a put option would be that I am trying to acquire 100 shares at a particular price. And this column here is when I do the trade as well, and you can see if I end up buying the option back, it also states it here. Otherwise, what I really want to do is for let it to expire. So we have the quantity in this column, and it doesn't need too much explaining, but over here is the main one that we care about, and this is how much money I get paid. So a quick example of this is I did Tesla stock, and the expiry date was the 2nd of September, and that had a price of $270, and it was a put option. So for that I got paid $103. It also expired worthless, which means that Tesla stock never went under $270, so therefore I just got paid the $103 into my account, and that's all that happened, and I just had to pay some commission fees and nothing much else. So in the next slide I want to go over one of the better trades that I had, which literally only lasted for about 24 hours, which is this one here, and I collected $125 from that on Zoom stock, and I'll break it down for you. So I did the trade on the 24th of August, and you can see that I closed it the very next day, pretty much around about the same time, on the 25th. So the conditions around the trade is that I did a $80 put option, so I would have to buy 100 shares if the price of ZM was under $80, and that was expiring on the 26th of August. And for 24 hours of work I made $125 with some commission fee to pay, but basically I sold the $80 put for $157, and then I ended up closing it the very next day because the price had actually come down on it. So the next slide what we'll do is we'll review the chart and then the conditions around the trade of how I was able to make a quick $125. So on the right here of this news clipping, the reason why I was confident that Zoom stock was not going to fall any lower than $80 was because it already had a significant drop from the $100 range down here because its earnings and revenue wasn't very good. While people tend to panic that stocks are going down, they don't just eventually keep going down. If it's a small miss like this one here, they tend to stabilize, although we are looking for it from the future, so it's easy to see that. But we can see that the company is actually making money and is profitable with a PE ratio of 23. So when I did that trade, I was very comfortable that it wasn't going to go too much lower than $80, and I'd be happy to own it because it's still a good stock at the end of the day. But in this case, I closed it early because I just want to make the quick dollars. As of time of recording this, we can see that Zoom stock has already declined significantly after a year. It's declined by 72%, so this stock right now has a very hefty discount if you were to buy it. That's why I was confident that it wasn't going to fall too much more on that day. So just a summary of what was actually good for the month. I ended up earning a total of $922 US, and this is equivalent to 1,600 New Zealand dollars for the month of August. And this money is already invested in my Sharesies portfolio because that's what I'm trying to grow at the moment using this options money. The really good thing about last month is it was generally a declining market, but I was still able to make money. And the number one reason I am going for options is because I don't have a lot of investing money at the moment with the way inflation is. Interest rates going up, a lot of my bills are gone up, and I also have family, so I've got family commitments and a mortgage to pay. This is really the only way I'm able to generate passive income to then invest. And if you do not have a way to generate money and invest it, you're not going to grow your portfolio, and therefore you're probably not going to reach your investing goal. And in this channel, I'm trying to get my portfolio eventually in future years to 6 figures. And while we have the good of last month, we also want to think about the bad. And this one here, as you probably saw from the statements, that I was trading in very risky stocks. So there was 3 stocks in particular: AMC, Sava, and BBIG. Going forward, I'm going to try to avoid those stocks because while they did make me some money, those companies are unprofitable, and if we have any more major downturns, they are going to get hammered. So I really need to move away from that and start picking profitable companies because they're less likely to get hit because they actually have cash reserves, a proper business that generates a profit. And when you have rising interest rates, the debt just keeps mounting up. If you don't have revenue and earnings to pay for this, then your business is just going to start sinking lower and lower, and eventually it will get bankrupt. Anyway, that's enough for me today. Just a quick update on how my options portfolio is going. If you want to know more about options, you can click here on playlists, and there is an options playlist that will go through and explain my journey, just not my stock market investing journey. I just wanted to do a complete playlist because it's pretty much a different strategy and a different way of thinking about it in the stock market. Also, if you want to hear more from me, you can add me on Instagram. Feel free to follow me here on YouTube if you haven't already. Hit that like button to help me out, and I will see you in the next video.